Good morning from Edale. Well, outside of Edale. Apparently this place where I'm actually staying is called like Nether Booth or something. So today I don't really have a huge plan. I had a little bit of a slower morning. It's about 10:20. Did some laundry, had some coffee, chilled, like just kind of took it slow. My body's a little achy from the amount of hiking I've been doing over the last few days. So trying to take it a little easy, but I don't want to just sit around all day because frankly I can do that at home. So I figured I'd go out on a little hike. Nothing quite as intense as the like 12 miles and 2,000 feet of elevation gain I did yesterday, but found this little path that will take me back up onto the Kinder Scout or plateau. And I figured to have a little bit of look around, trying to avoid fern jungles, things like that. So we'll see what we get up to. So the place I'm going to be staying next is actually on the other side of this mountain range, this little hill range here. And I really want to do, there's a hike, you can kind of see some people, I think. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but I can see them with my eye at the very top of that ridge. Maybe you can see them a little bit, the little dots moving. And so there's a hike that you can do that's like this whole ridge. So I really want to do that. But I think I'm going to save it until I'm in Castleton, which is the next place I'm going on the other side of these hills, because it's basically like on the other side of this one, I think. So you start at the hostel and it's like right out the back door, it's the beginning of the path. So it makes sense for me to do it from there. So I think that's going to be my final like big hike of the Peak District. I think I'm going to do that in a few days. So stay tuned for that one. But today I keep trying to find my way up onto the plateau, but as you can see, that's definitely a fern forest right there, jungle, whatever you want to call it, and I'm not about that life. So we're going to keep going and see if we can avoid it. So I've decided I'm going to go up there. We'll see. It's quite steep down the incline. But at least this way is pretty. And there's a nice wind going. Well, I couldn't escape the ferns indefinitely, but thankfully it seems like there's just a short patch of them. Hopefully that's it. Nearly to the top. My options were scramble up those rocks or walk up this path. Obviously I chose the path. So yesterday I was out on that mountain ridges over there, hiking around, and you can see that path that kind of winds down the mountain. That's how I came down. And then here's the village. And today I'm going to explore this part of the plateau. No idea if you can hear me because the wind is mighty, but I'm trying to hold my phone really close to my mouth and protect it with my rain jacket. So. Well, the predicted rain finally showed up. Thankfully the wind is making everything go really quickly, so I'm just kind of hunkered down by this rock, trying to wait it out a little bit. Okay, I'm making my way down the mountain. This is what visibility looks like. It's raining, it's super windy. The thing came out of nowhere, but it's safer to not be up here, so I'm peace now. I mostly made it down. I'm almost back to my accommodations. A little stream crossing. But my feet are so wet that it doesn't even matter if I use stepping stones. There don't really seem to be any like purpose made. You just kind of pick your way across, but I'm just gonna walk because my feet are already puddles. So love that for me. Hi, editing Alana several days later at this point. I think I just need to kind of close this one out a little bit. So I went on this hike knowing that it was going to rain. But the weather predicted was this very light, misty rain. It was supposed to start, you know, I don't know, late morning and go through the day. So I knew I was gonna get wet. What I didn't know and what wasn't predicted was the super, super hard winds. The fact that the rain wasn't this light misty, that it was this blowing sideways, pelting, and the like fog was something else that wasn't predicted. So that just kind of goes to show that like weather predictions are not 100%. Like you always have to be prepared for the unexpected. And I was, to some extent, like I knew that I could get myself out of that situation. I picked the least steep path. You notice, like I didn't show it in the video because I was just going down. I wasn't stopping to video anything. But I didn't go back down that really steep path that I came up, which would have been the quickest, but not the safest, because I couldn't see where I was going. Like the fog that I showed you, like that included off the side of the cliff, or not cliff, but like the side of the hill that I had come up. So I couldn't have seen like that super steep, and then it was super wet and super windy, and it would have been really slippery. It was already kind of slippery when I was coming up, and it wasn't even raining then. So I picked a different route to go down, which was much longer. It ended up taking me about almost 2 hours to get back to my accommodation, and the weather really didn't improve at all. It, you know, once I got down off of the plateau, obviously the visibility improved quite substantially, but it wasn't a good situation. And I was as prepared as I could going into that, but I think it's just a good reminder that whenever you go out into a situation like that, especially when you're by yourself, that you have to have plans and backup plans. And I knew I could get myself out of that situation, but it could have been not good if I hadn't had a map on me that worked, had spare battery in case my phone died, knew the basic layout of the environment in case my phone died because it was so wet, that I had additional layers of clothing, that I had waterproof, that I had an emergency like warm, you know, one of those Mylar blanket things. Like I had all of that stuff with me. I had extra food, I had extra water. Those are things that are just really important. And I think that like a situation like that is just a good reminder of this. So be safe if you go out into the world, which we should all go out into the world. So be safe. And thanks for watching.